Hello team AlniTek. This is Jeevita here and my team name is Happy Life and my teammate is Prabhu. And then so our proposed idea was a conversational AI that is a chatbot built with Python using natural language processing concepts that would address the COVID-19 pandemic problems which are going on right now. So this basically solves the repetitive queries which the users might have. So this also solves the problem with the COVID-19 sample kits shortage, where the patients who has to be tested with the COVID-19 sample kits will be decided based on the answers given by the user. So this will definitely reduce the workload on doctors. So this is the idea of our chatbot. So here is a high level diagram of our idea on the COVID-19 screening tool. So initially it will be a greeting messages like hi, hello, hey. So whatever the user says, one of the greeting messages will be displayed, and then questions about the symptoms which the patient is the user is just facing right now will be asked, and one of the option when it is selected, that goes to like where the deciding phase where he has to be screened under COVID-19 sample kit. So the further queries will be asked like whether he traveled internationally or did he come in contact with any of the COVID-19 affected patients. So if that is yes, then that has to be gone to that person has to go to the doctor for screening, and then precautions and measures has to be taken so that person wouldn't spread the virus. So basically if in case if the uh, person is not not having the symptoms which the COVID-19 patients usually have, then that person can go further and ask any more queries which he has on COVID-19. And then till now what you had seen is basically a rule based natural language processing which we use, but after this the queries will be answered by using different NLP concepts like tf-idf and cosine similarity. Those concepts are used to decide the response given to the person. So here is our application COVID-19 screening tool, and I will just quickly tell you how I ran the code. I just created a virtual environment, a Python virtual environment, and activated the environment, and then ran the application. So this is basically a Flask application. So this gives a URL where I can find my application. So it says, hi, I'm a MedROBO, and then it basically asks you questions. This is all rule based. So is the user experiencing any symptoms? So the user may just say like he has body ache. So fine. So it just says take general tablets and wait for some more days. And if any more symptoms persist, then to contact the doctor. So if he has any queries on COVID-19, so he can ask now. So I will after demonstrating you how few of the questions are interpreted by our chatbot, I will go through like all the concepts, NLP concepts which I used. So the user may ask like about COVID-19, how to know, so how to know if I am positive. So if I am like COVID positive. So the bot just says only after testing we can conclude that if that person is positive. So these responses are coming from the document which I trained the bot. So I just basically took a few of the article which is just um, posted on internet. So I can just ask few more questions like um, anything pertaining to like, so if I have some weird questions, what if I get infection? So it says we treat them with utmost precaution. So that is what the bot says. But in case if we say something which is not at all related to COVID-19, let's see what the bot answers. I'll just say Jurassic Park. So the bot just replies, I'm sorry, I don't understand you. So like, do you want to try something else? So, and then I can just demonstrate you with the document side by side. So I will just bring up this document. So this is the document which I use to train. So it basically compares. So compares what it just takes it just tokenize the words and it takes word by word and compare those words with the document which I trained, and wherever the same word exists, that is how it answers. So I can just give you some live examples from here. I can just take, what shall I take? Okay. Okay, let me just take, I just saw somewhere over here. Yeah, so this one, PPE. Okay, so I can just ask what is PPE. Just ask. So it just says, so it just took that. Some patients tell us that they understand what we are going through in these PPE kits. So now I would like to answer some queries, like how these bot is like what all the NLP concept this bot is using. So I will just go through the code. So I just installed the Flask framework, and then I also installed the NLTK library and then scikit-learn library also, since I have used a concept that is term frequency and inverse document frequency vectorizer. And then I earlier told about cosine similarity, like how the document just compares the user input with this document, whatever I feed it as a training data. So I'm just opening this the document COVID-19, and then I have used Punkt and WordNet and all. So this nltk.send underscore tokenize is a function which is inbuilt and it's ready to use, but actually we can do it with without NLTK. Like we can just like we can just store the how the sentence ends with the full stop and what is the beginning. So that is how the sentence tokenize works. And then words can be like separated, words are separated by spaces. That is how you can tokenize words. And then there are two concepts, as you all know, like natural language process. In natural language processing there is lemmatization and then stemming. So usually with stemming you just chop off the suffixes, just like for example bacterias, then it chops off the s, buses it chops off the s. So basically sometimes it will not give meaningful sentences. That is why I have used lemmatization here, because it finds the root word, so which is meaningful and which is in the dictionary. So what you can see here. And then I have just like this is all pre-processing which I have done. That is normalization. I have just removed the punctuation marks and the other things which would come in, which would affect us in making like right decisions. So these are the like rule-based things what I have given here. So and then this is the response. This is like rule based, and this is like a self analyzing capability of a chatbot to find the right answer from the training document. So tf-idf vectorizer is basically like term frequency, like that is the value like increases based on the number of times a word appears in the document. And then this is like cosine similarity. This will be used to find the similarity between the words entered by the user and the words in the corpus. The corpus which we have used is covid.txt, which I showed you earlier. So and then whenever there is like this term frequency is, as I said, the number of times the word occurs in the document. If that value is 0, that means that word that doesn't present in the isn't present in the document. Then that robo will respond with, I am sorry, I don't understand you, then try something else. And so the basically everything starts from the main. So this roots as soon as my our application loads, it will be rendered to index.html, and this is where I have designed the front end. And then so I have used jQuery also. And then this is all like this is basically very simple if else statements which I have used here, but actually in the beginning we used very like complex little bit inner if and else statements, which made us take more time to implement it, so we just simplified it. So I can show you the one of the thing which we did in the beginning. So this is how initially we did just a Python program. Instead of using Flask, just to integrate it with front end, we used Flask. So I used to have like very complex if else statements. And then the user in response, this was one of the challenging and difficult difficulty what we faced here. I need to take input again here. So basically, the difference is like how I simplified is I just reduce this if else statement so that I can take user response only once. So it was really nice working on this coding, and I really learned a lot by coding coding live. So I really finally seeing the outcome, I really enjoyed it. So I look forward um, to work more on these kind of coding challenges. I'm not like I'm not so worried if I'm not selected for internship, but I just had a very good experience and I got confidence in myself to just give my best. Even so many difficulties I faced, finally I could present it. So I'm very thankful for the constant support given by AlniTek. This was a very good learning experience. Thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.